shows that I just finished, and then I'll let you know what I'm watching currently. So, the first show that I want to talk about is called, what is it called? I'm trying to remember. Also, I'm going to tap on a couple of things. This is a Burt's Bees Peach and Willow Bark Deep Pore Scrub. I was just home, and this is my mom's. I asked her if she had a exfoliator because my face is breaking out. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely just hormonal acne, and I'm going through it out here with, trying to balance out my hormones, so that's a journey. The show, it's called The Assassination of Gianni Versace. Ooh, a fancy. That show is pretty good, and then the one that I watched right before that is, let me actually grab my laptop to double check. Hold up. I don't want to, I'm over here watching Krista ASMR right now. Hey girl. The show that I started watching was a designer, and I think it starts with an H. Let's see. Liza Minnelli was one of the actresses portrayed in the show. Oh, was it Halston? Yep. Okay, so the show is called Halston. That's the first one that I want to talk about. Sorry, I'm so disorganized. So, Halston was really good because it was about a fashion designer who, started off making hats for his mom, and then eventually it turned into a gigantic business. And the show kind of takes you through the journey of him evolving as a person, designer, etc. And, not to spoil the plot, but it's kind of like, the typical storyline of a lot of different people that become successful and, just kind of use their money for drugs in that whole situation. So you kind of see his decline. But the show is really good, and I really do like shows that are portrayed in the 50s, type of time period. Anything like 50s through 70s kind of thing, I love, but I especially love the vibes of TV shows that are edited in a way that it looks like it actually was back then. So like old Hollywood, like speakeasy bars and lounges and that kind of thing, and like there's just kind of like this romantic, sensual, like also like low class in a way. Like it's like low class / high class. Like, what am I trying to say by that? Like nightlife is what I mean by low class. Like, alcohol bars and that whole thing. It's not something that I like to do in my personal life really, but like for some reason I romanticize the idea of it in shows, if that makes sense. So Halston is really good for that. People that have money and just like, I don't know, it's interesting. Then, like I said, the next show is The Assassination of Gianni Versace, and that show was recommended because I did watch Halston, and it isn't super similar. It is along the same lines of like, oh yeah, it's a fashion designer, blah blah blah. But the show like watching drag queen culture related things, and I just, straight people are boring. I'm sorry to say it, but like, I've seen the storyline 500 times. Like, give me something new, give me something fresh, and I want to see, another person's perspective and what they go through and how they feel and who they love and everything. It's just interesting. So if you're into that, I think you would like both of these shows. And it's like old gay men falling victim to a young, hot gay guy, and that's the Assassination show. But like, you get invested once you're into it. And then the next, oh yeah, I was gonna tap on this some more. The next show, what else did I watch? What I'm watching right now is Lucifer. Now, let me tell y'all something about Lucifer. I am in love with Tom Ellis, the actor. I love him. I'm obsessed with him. I can't get enough. I just can't. So the show itself, it's also that like nightclub, but like high class. Like, he owns a bar and a penthouse, and like he has the penthouse, and the whole like romanticization of like being rich and hot, and what more could you want? Like, I do want to be with a guy that's like down to earth and like a good person, but I love the idea of like a sexy, expensive suit and like nice cars and nice housing and just the ability to go on vacations and like go out to nice dinners and be able to dress up, and like I love that. I'm obsessed with that. And like, after dating just like trash, like, I don't know, not everyone I've been with in the past is trash, but it's like now I feel like I can manifest whatever I want at this point, and like, hey, I don't mind dating a guy with money. Let's just try it out just to see. I don't know. So that show is kind of giving me that life without actually having to like have that life, but it is a show about a detective, and Lucifer is like the devil, like actually the devil that comes down to earth, and he's taking a human form, and there's kind of that fantastical aspect of it, and then there's talk of like God and like heaven and like hell, and you actually do learn a bit about the way, religion and things like that. It's like tied in there, but it's subtle, and it's not like, oh, shut up about it already. Like, it's not annoying, if that makes sense. And he follows along with the detective to solve, crimes and things like that. And he has a certain set of powers and things that kind of help him out and help out the detective. And then you kind of see him become a more loving person as the seasons, advance. So I'm just very invested, and I was like looking up Tom Ellis on Instagram and all this stuff, and seeing what his wife looks like, and honestly I'm kind of jealous of his wife. I'm like, damn, like, fuck you, bitch, like, I want to be with Tom Ellis. But no, best of wishes, whatever. But do you guys ever feel like that? Like, there's an actor that you feel attached to, and you're like, oh, like, that's my man. They have kids, they're married, they're like, 50 years old. Doesn't matter, I'm still interested. Yeah, so that's Lucifer. That's what I've been watching. Currently, I'm on the 5th season, and I believe they are I believe they're filming season 6 right now, if they did not already finish it. But it's not on Netflix yet, so whatever. All those shows that I just mentioned, though, are on Netflix. I'm trying to think of what else I've watched recently on there. I can't remember. I'm the type of person that I watched Grey's Anatomy like 4 different times, and I just can't do it again. Like, I've seen it too many times already. So like, I'm at the point where I'm willing to, say her last name. Zamo, that's like the short version. But Trixie and Katya, if you guys don't know who those people are, they're drag queens. Oh, my nose is itchy. Drag queens. And the reason why I love them is because they have so many different things to watch on YouTube. Like, they're always gonna be there essentially. So you got Trixie's channel, which is like makeup, playing with like easy bake ovens and toys, like Barbie collections and, you know, things like that. Because Trixie is all about, you know, making it about a doll. Does that make sense? Like, she's a male who's dressing up as a female who is interested in toy culture. So it's a very interesting style. I think she's beautiful. I love Trixie. I love them as men as well. Like, them as men. Brian and Brian are both of their names. And they have a series together called It's UN. Let me look it up. Like, how to spell it. I'm not gonna make this sound, you guys. It's called UNHHHH. So it's like a moaning kind of sound. And they just talk about any topic whatsoever. So it's really interesting to, you know, see their take on things. And it's just like comedy essentially. They're short videos and they have an amazing team of editors that create a very entertaining experience based on these topics. And then they also have a YouTube channel together where they do their podcast. Their channel is new together. They used to just put the podcast on Trixie's channel, but now they, you know, talk for a whole hour with like different guests and then just themselves. But like the banter between Trixie and Katya is amazing. And they also have a show with, I think, Vice or Viceland Media. So it's just like an extended version of the show that they have. So, you know, I just feel very connected to them and attached to them at this point. So if you're into like the whole drag queen stuff, I'm not obsessed. Like, I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race. Maybe I should. But like, I just think Trixie and Katya are very like mature in a weird way. Like, they seem like the top tier queens, if that makes sense. Like, they're put together. They have so many business deals. They're classy, but also not at the same time. But if you know them, you know what I'm talking about. And it's hard to describe, but like, there's something different about them, which is why they're so successful. Yeah, so that's that. And then other YouTube stuff that's not ASMR is Colleen Ballinger. And I love her vlogs. I love seeing her pregnancy journey. It's very interesting to me. And she is pregnant with twins right now, which is awesome. I love her husband. They have a podcast together. It's called Relax. Relax, where they just sit and talk. And I just feel like their relationship is a really wonderful one. The way they parent together is awesome. I love their like life that they've created together. I think it's awesome. And also, she was with a guy in the past that I just remembered about today. His name was Joshua, and they were married for a period of time, and apparently they didn't have like the best relationship, and they did fight a lot, and they just didn't show it. But like, to see that she was with somebody and was devastated by that, but now she's with like an even better guy for her, gives me hope about my own journey. And just like, I don't know, I love like the domestic kind of life content to watch. So she's kind of my role model of that. And what else? ASMR, I honestly haven't been watching as much as I used to, but the ones that I still do watch, the AC just kicked on. Let me go shut it off 1 second. I'm back. It'll just take a second to kick off. What was I gonna say? and it was like the main, media that I consumed. But recently I haven't been watching as much, but the people that I still do keep up with are my friends on here. So Lorri, Latte, ASMR, Krista, ASMR, LullabyLeah, Anita Nap, ASMR, and I'm trying to think who else. I watch Rach ASMR. She's going through a really tough time, and you can tell through the energy in her videos that she just doesn't really like have the energy for it like she used to. So you can tell as a viewer. So like I'm not as interested anymore, which is also why I think it's a good idea for me to only come on here whenever I'm feeling it, because I don't want you guys to feel my energy of not wanting to be here. You know what I mean? Let's see, who else do I watch? Let me try to look for my subscriptions. I feel like I'm missing some people. I think I probably will make a video at some point showing you guys specifically, like, I want to do like an ASMR creator like review, and I wanted to just like go through different channels and say like what I like about each one, because the thing about ASMR for me is like I subscribe to a ton of channels, but I don't watch every single video that every channel puts out unless it's one of my friends. And yeah, so let me just go through here really quickly and try to see on my subscriptions list who else I watch. I just started watching ASMRsammi. Who else? Oh, this channel is pretty good. It is Zzzeus ASMR. I'll try to remember to link these down below, but he's so wonderful. I love his accent, and he's just such a sweet person. Yeah, there's other ones. I'll definitely do a video at some point trying to like highlight channels and things like that. But for now, that is pretty much it. I stopped watching like tarot videos and stuff like that because I'm just like so over the bullshit. Like, don't even get me started. So I don't watch that, but I used to all the time. Yeah, so I think that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, so that's what I've been watching.